Hello and welcome back to another vlog. It's been a long time since I vlogged. Today is Saturday, so I'm gonna take it a little bit slower today. I am going to do a little bit of self-care, not in the way that you think. Right now, this is called brain fog. Today, I'm going to do a little bit of self-care because there's a couple different reasons. I can tell that my moods are starting to dip. I'm feeling a little bit like emotionally unstable in the sense where sometimes I'll be really high or sometimes I'll be like this, and I can tell that my moods are very fragile right now. I'm trying to just take a break today, take a breather, and do things that are going to help that. So one thing that helps me, like a form of self-care for me, is cleaning. Believe it or not. It's funny because growing up, I absolutely hated cleaning. Like, you can ask my sister, we shared a room. She put duct tape down the middle of the room because my side was always so messy and her side was always so clean. I've never loved cleaning, but now I'm realizing that it actually really helps my mood to have a clean space. I realize that I get more anxiety when there's a lot of clutter everywhere. That's part of the reason why I did a video on our journey to minimalism. We're going through and we're getting rid of stuff, but it still feels cluttered, like too much stuff for the space. But then when it's clean, I can just like relax. So today I'm going to focus on things that are going to help my mental health overall. I have this thing called PMDD, which is basically a really severe form of PMS. 1 to 2 weeks before my period, my moods basically just plummet and fall off the map. I get anxiety and depression and all of those things. I can tell that I'm starting to near that time frame. I've been doing a couple different things to lessen those symptoms. I'm in therapy. I'm really trying to be mindful of like my thoughts and my moods. PMDD basically means that my hormones are kind of out of whack, especially like the 1 to 2 weeks before my period. I'm really sensitive to the hormone changes and I feel them very strongly. Right now, I'm going to try and figure out how I can kind of change my situation and environment to just make it easier on myself, I guess. Another part of like the symptoms that I get with PMDD is really bad brain fog. I forget things all the time. Even this morning, I was talking to my husband and then I just like did this. And my husband's just standing there like, were you saying something? And I'm like, oh, was I saying something? Like, I just stopped mid-sentence and I just started staring outside. And I didn't even finish my sentence and I didn't even realize it. I didn't even know that I was talking. It's bad. I started doing intermittent fasting to help with the brain fog. You want me to put it on?
Yes.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I started doing intermittent fasting to kind of help with the brain fog. It does help. It does help a lot. I used to like trail off on my sentences and not stop that, Gideon. I used to trail off on my sentences and not really realize that I was like talking, or I would walk into a room and I would forget why I was there. That happened at least like once an hour. It's so bad. But then once I started intermittent fasting, it definitely, it's really bad. I started doing it 5 months ago and on and off. One of the symptoms is irritability. I feel a little bit irritable right now, but you know what? I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna count to 10. Let it go. That is what we do. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Intermittent fasting. It went from like having like a little brain fog moment every hour to like once a day or once every other day. Now I'm just feeling like so low on energy and I don't know if waiting until 11 o'clock to eat is good. When I get to this time period, I kind of ease up on the intermittent fasting because I don't want more problems. Like, I'm a person that gets very hangry when I'm hungry. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And I think at this point, I think not eating is making this worse. I'm gonna eat as a form of self-care. Here you go. This day and this video is all about doing things to kind of help with my mental health, especially when I'm in this sensitive time. First order of business is to eat. Gideon came to me and he said, clean up. He wanted to clean up the blocks. And then he's like, sit. So he wants me to sit down while he cleans up the blocks.
Apple.
You want an apple? Okay, I'll get you an apple. Can you say hello, everybody?
Everybody.
Okay, but Gideon, no touch.
Bye-bye. Kisses.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Hi. Let's go clean up some blocks. You're sweet. Oh, kissies. Another thing that I've done today for self-care was I did my hair and I did my makeup too. And another thing that I'm doing as kind of a form of self-care is filming a video. For me, I really like filming a video and just talking to the camera, just talking about what I'm feeling. It helps a lot, actually. Can you scrub the pan? Wow, good job. Look at you. Yeah, believe it or not, filming actually helps. It's kind of like a creative outlet for me. It gives me a way to feel productive. Drum! Yeah. Seeing that like I made a video, it makes me feel really productive and that makes me feel good. Another thing that makes me feel good is just when it's sunny outside. There's something about the sun where when it comes out, I just feel full of hope and full of promise. When it's a nice day and when it's warm out, it's amazing. I think that my son might be feeling the same effects that I am, maybe to a lesser extent. But today, he and I both slept in. That doesn't happen. I usually almost always wake up around between 5 and 5:30, and I did today. Today was no different, but when I woke up, I felt so tired and so exhausted, like I was hit by a truck of exhaustion. I woke up at 6:30, he was still asleep, and that never happens. He's always awake before 6. Always. I think I'm starting to like realize that there's this pattern that when he sleeps in and when I sleep in, I think it's usually around this time. All right, we're gonna go outside, but first I'm going to come up with what I'm gonna make for lunch so that when we get back inside, I don't have to scramble and think, what are we gonna eat? I'm just gonna think of it now so that it's easier on myself when I get back. Okay, we are back from outside and I feel so much better. Just being outside in the direct sunlight felt so good. When we're outside, I have to keep a very close eye on him, but when we were sitting and he was just sitting in my lap, I could feel him there and I was okay to close my eyes and just soak up the sun. It was amazing. One thing our apartment does not have is direct sunlight until like mid-afternoon. Not until like 2 o'clock or something. Just the way that our apartment faces, the sun's over there and then it comes all the way over here and then eventually we get direct sunlight. It's really hard because we have to go the majority of the day without direct sunlight and I need sunlight. Walking outside, just sitting in the grass, soaking up the sun, it was amazing. And then I'm sitting there, amazing. I open up my eyes, there's a spider on my leg. I didn't scream or anything, I just like kicked my foot really fast. And then there was another spider on me. Going like this, trying to get it off, and Gideon thought it was so funny. He got bucked off my lap because I'm like going like this, and he thought that was hilarious. And he's like going like this and just laughing. And it was fun to be reminded that it's okay to laugh. I think that's what I needed. My mood feels a lot better now. Looking at the time, I realized we were outside for about an hour, which it did not feel like an hour. It felt like 20 minutes. So we must have been sitting there for a long time. I just know that he stayed sitting on my lap and was quiet the whole time. And he enjoyed it. This is Gideon's musician outfit. Are you being shy? You're so cute. Gideon, we're not gonna play with the guitar. You can play it with it after your nap. Right now I'm making lunch, super simple. I'm making quesadillas. Okay, pray. Dear God, thank you for this day and thank you for this food. Amen.
Amen.
As soon as Gideon's done eating, he's gonna go down for a nap and then I have me time. So I'm gonna have some me time. So while he's eating, I'm gonna tidy up in here a little. Spending 5 minutes cleaning up so that it's clean for 2 hours is completely worth it. to make some milk tea. All right, the kid is down for a nap. The room has been tidied. Milk tea is in hand. It is time for me to do some work. I see working as a form of self-care. I've definitely done the thing where I don't do any, especially on days when I'm feeling like this, I don't do any work and I just like sit and watch TV shows, and then I just feel so blah at the end of it. And so I actually feel so much better when I do some work. I'm gonna take the next like hour and a half to 2 hours, however long he naps, and I'm going to work on my blog. I am redesigning my website, which is really exciting, but it takes a long time. I kind of enjoy doing it. You have to pay a lot of attention to detail because if you want to change something, you have to learn like how to code. I want to change the theme font. It's not as simple as you think it would be, but it's also not that difficult either. It just like, it takes a lot of work and you have to read and you have to watch a lot of videos on how to do it. I can customize it exactly how I want, so. I don't know if you can hear that, but people zoom by on their motorcycles on this road, and it is so loud. Like I said, I'm really enjoying working on my website, and my goal is to have it done by the end of this month because then that will mark 1 year of my blog being launched. I'm gonna get to work. One thing that I've been doing is not checking the news. I went almost 2 weeks without looking at any of the news, and honestly, I almost forgot that we were in the midst of a pandemic. It's actually nice to kind of not be in that constant state of fear. I'm going to post on Instagram. For my Instagram, I like to post things that could be meaningful to others or is meaningful to me. Today, being outside and just being able to sit there and soak up the sun, that was such a good time for me. I want to remember that. I took a picture. I think that's what I'm going to post so that I can just look back and remember that time. Okay, I just opened up Instagram and I just won a giveaway. That's amazing. Okay, I entered to win a brush pen calligraphy kit. And I won it. This is, wow, this is so amazing. I'm so excited. This is just what I needed today. That's really cool. I've been trying to get more organized with my blog and YouTube, so I got a binder with tabs. Amy Santiago would be proud. I also have a passion planner, which is amazing. I love this thing. My sister-in-law got me hooked on this. For this year, I got an undated one, which is actually really nice because there's all these jokes and memes going around about 2020 planners. Well, this isn't a 2020 planner. This is just a planner with no dates on it. I get to write in all the dates myself, which pretty good decision. My mom got me this for Christmas. Thanks, Mom. And then I have like my blog planning, my YouTube planning. These are my goals for like the year. Whenever I think of something, instead of trying to keep it all in my head to remember this and remember this, I just write it down here. Blog posts that are ready to be posted, but I haven't scheduled yet, I write those down here. That's how I try and stay organized, because to me, being organized feels like a form of self-care. What I'm learning is, I used to think self-care meant no work. I was like, I don't want to do any work because that doesn't feel like relaxing to me. But what I'm learning is that sometimes you have to work in order to feel better. With the cleaning, I don't like to clean, but I love how I feel after it's been clean. So it's like, you know what? I'll spend 5-10 minutes cleaning and I'll feel good for a few hours. Like, this just feels so good seeing that it's nice and clean. Doing this stuff, yes, it's like technically work. Setting your to-do list of what to do for the day, that's work, but yet it feels so much better when it's done. Now I'm going to get to work. Hey guys, Natalie from the future here. As I'm editing this, I'm realizing that it's actually kind of long already, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. This will be part 1, and then I will do the rest of the day as a part 2. Self-care looks different for everybody, and you gotta do what works for you. Here's what works for me, and I hope this kind of reminds you to slow down and take some time for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very shortly for part 2. What was I gonna say? Forget about that. Let's just... And I'm going to, and I have to like keep a hawk's watch. What's that saying? Hawkeye. Okay, this is so bad. What was I gonna say? I can't remember.